Welcome to the U.K.E-Liquid Mixing Show. It is a Wednesday night and it's time to talk a little bit of mixing and also a little bit of just chatting. So if you are in chat, just have a look at the top and make sure you're in live chat. If you are in twat chat, swap it over and put it into live chat and you'll keep up with everything we are doing. So yeah, I hope you're all right out there. Who you've got on tonight is myself, Benny Vapes. We have got the return of the one and only, the chair, which is Bill. He's the chairman of the board. We've also got our own mixing guru, which is Graham Net Reality. We have got our own mixing detective, which is Liam Sherlock Holmes. And we've also got the mixing maestro himself, which is Tim Advocate for Liberty. It's a lot easier when there's all five and I can keep up with it.
Yeah. I was just sitting there going, shall I put him off? Shall I put him off? Put him off.
It's so much easier when I can remember all of you. So yes, so that's who you got on tonight. And we are talking about puppies and zuku. I'm lost on you lot. I'm lost, honestly.
X1 before he answers what that means if you were confused by that title.
So yeah, if you are confused about the title of the show, put in X1. And I will explain everything and then you'll know what we might be talking a little bit about. So, but before that, what X1?
X1.
Bill and I are up there already.
Mike Haynes, herpes. We could talk about herpes if you want. They come and go sporadically. Yeah, it's. So yeah, so what we'll do is we will get. We have to free shit. I bet. Yeah, X42. Stuart Dill. Everybody's putting it.
It's now a swear word apparently, according to Google Chat.
Yeah, I no idea. I'm gonna have to look in this way. It has to let me show it all the time. I'm gonna have to look at settings and see why it's doing my tits in. Yeah.
A chair and a wave should not flag you. I'm sorry. Well,
no,
I don't think so. Unless I mean something I don't know.
A hand chair.
A hand chair, yeah. Maybe that's what, yeah. So everybody's putting X1, X42, X10,069. Basic. So look at how puppies is spelt, or puppy, and then think what that is, and then have a look for a machine called a zuku, which you'll then find that it's a slush puppy machines. Ow. Jeez.
That was a stretch.
You write the crossword for the sun.
You what?
You write the crossword for the sun.
I am, yeah. It's a cryptic clue. Just see what you say. Do you know what I mean? Look how it's spelled. Google through it. Do you know, it takes me ages to come up with these show titles and it's just fucking lost on you.
I'm very, very, very happy that you were not Mr. E, because Scooby-Doo would have definitely failed and everybody would have died.
He would have been the guy saying something about the meddling kids. That
better. Yeah, I had the light on because I just mixed something up.
Yeah, the meddling kids. Goddamn kids. God, I'm just lost. I'm just lost on you. Wow, Benny. Facebook, wow, Benny.
Everyone.
I've got to keep you on your toes, haven't I? Do you know what I mean?
Wasn't the zuku, wasn't that the thing that was supposed to be the little music thing? That
I have no idea. I
thought he meant when I saw Zuku, I was thinking of a Last Airbender. You know, the firebender.
No, what was the thing?
Famous dog on Instagram.
What was the remember, like Apple come out with the iPod or whatever, where you could put all the little music.
The Zune.
Zuku, was it a Zuku?
It was a Zune.
No, it's one.
Okay.
No, it's one of those number puzzles, isn't it? Where you have to fill. Oh no, that's Sudoku.
Yeah,
Sudoku. Yeah. I'll tell you.
We're still confused, and we even know the answer now.
We don't actually know the answer. No,
you do. It's slush puppies. Slushies.
No, it's not.
We know what the answer's supposed to be. We're just not sure how he got there.
Why is the thing changed down there now, where it says how many people are watching on mine? That's all changed. It's gone in a little box below everything.
Oh. I have no idea.
I don't either.
They wanted to make it extra elevated for the chair. You know, they had to do it something special for you.
Kenny 2020. So the zuku, is that what we call a cow in a zoo?
Yeah. Or it's a crazy cow in a zoo because it's zoo cuckoo. You know, there you go.
Mowgli's put a mud puppy and a Zima milkshake.
A Zima milkshake. Oh, yum! That sounds delicious, Mowgli.
I tell you.
I don't know what a Zima milkshake is. Gonna Google that.
Zima
I know what a
is
Zima
like,
is. And I know what a milkshake is, and I don't think the two go together all that
no,
great.
Zima is like spritzy water, but it's got alcohol in it, and it's not good at all. It's
And you mix that with a milkshake, I imagine it wouldn't mix well either.
I thought it was well about Zumba.
You see, this kind of thought process is how you came up with that title, Ben.
Mate, I tell you, coming up with titles at shows, I have to do 2 a week.
you don't have to come up with a title. Yeah.
Well, what are you supposed to put?
Shit show or something like that. You know.
Benny and
Greg
all the
D
guys
says-
that pick on him.
Yeah. Craig D says, say in a Scottish accent, 3 coos in a field. One went on holiday. They earned 1 week, Heath.
You sounded like a dwarf.
Yeah. I've been watching that Rings of Power. I didn't realise that Lenny Henry was on that. He plays halflings or whatever they're called, doesn't he? So, right, we will get Liam to go through chat, please.
No, it's been too long now. There's too many.
Yeah.
So in chat tonight we have Barry Jones, Free Rider Vapor, Vapor Queen Becky, Kenny 2020, Mr. Anderson, Vapor Bunny, Bob Holmes Too Low, Mike Haynes, Craig D. See, it always starts off really well. JP Vapes, Ian Thomas, Fee. I'm still scrolling. Sean Lynch. Next week, I'm just going to do it the cheap way and just look at popular ones. Guys, Soze. Mowgli Vapes. Lady Liberty. Stuart Dill. Aaron Carter Sea Juice. I know I'm going to end up missing people. I always do. Scuba.
Just going. Scuba.
Grateful Ant. The Vaping Snowman. And Cicero. I believe that is everybody, and I've probably missed out loads of people.
Did
So
you say
apologies if I
Did you
have.
say Rocket
Yes, I
Tuna?
did.
Did you get,
Rocky's just come in now.
Did you get
Yeah, I
Foghorn
said it, Thomas.
Vaporn?
No, I
Foghorn
didn't see
Vaporn?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Vaporn, not Leghorn.
No, I didn't see Foghorn
Yeah.
Vapor.
Oh, yeah, vape porn going on in here? Okay.
Vape bomb.
Okay.
Right, so after that, we will go around and see what everybody's vape machine of choice tonight is, and we'll start with Graham. What is your vape machine of...
What the hell you vaping on?
Yeah. Why'd you goddamn vaping on, son of a bitch?
The Vapresso Gen 200, is it?
Ooh. The new
Wait.
one, that's a new version, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just it feels really nice, and that's got the Creme Hill 2 on top with some glamour in there. And I've got that pod system that you got me, which is on the 3rd coil.
Ooh.
3 in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, but the first one you burnt up because you
Yeah.
didn't have
No,
anything in
that
it.
was a different one. And in that, I've got some blackcurrant and WS23.
Ooh.
Chef's blackcurrant. Is it Chef's Flavors blackcurrant at 6?
Chef's choice.
Yeah, Chef's Choice at 6. And Silverline blackcurrant at 1.5, and then 0.5 WS23. And I actually 0.75 sweetener. And it works quite well. I'll pass it on to Liam.
Apparently, Chef's Choice Custard is not Cupcake World. Chef's Choice Blackcurrant is not Cupcake World.
It's not.
No, chefs actually put on their group because Cupcake World were getting a lot of questions about it, and they got rather annoyed. So they told everybody it's not Cupcake World, but they cannot divulge who it is.
Well, I'm not ordering that from Cupcake World then.
But you can still get it from chefs because they use it in some of their own ones. They said
So if
So
you
they
want
have to
guess,
order it in for
so
them.
if you want to guess what's in the short fills and stuff, it's everything which is left up on the flavors.
Right. Tonight I am on the Deja Vu touchscreen mod, courtesy of Benny, with the Steam Crave Aromomizer V2 on top.
And it
Looks
fits.
fucking
In tall
massive,
note. And there's no overhang.
that.
I think the overhang was actually getting on Benny's nerves, which is why he sent this to me. And I also have the Vaporesso GT
80, I think, in it.
GT80, yeah.
I think it's 80, that one.
And in that I have I got custard 73 in both of them. And I will pass it over to Tim.
I've got the GT4 on the Las Vegas Grass, and that's got the Swaggy's strawberry ice cream cake. So, and there's just a one shot of his. I had it left over, and so I from single flavor testing it, so I put it in there. Then I got the Aegis Legend with the Hadley on top, and in that I just mixed up this butterscotch caramel cream candy that's delicious, by the way. And that's all I got going on right now. So I will pass it over to the chairman of the board.
I'm vaping on those things that are sitting there.
Those things.
The grr.
I got to
the
pick 'em up.
the arbiter.
Actually, I've got the Shikra from Sigelli with the Crown 3 on top, and in that I've got some strawberry watermelon bubble gum.
Oh,
Tastes like dish soap.
It had me until that part. Yeah.
Well, it does have a soapy kind of aftertaste for some reason. It's got a good bubblegum flavor, but it leaves like a soapy aftertaste. Yes.
It gives you that fresh, clean feeling.
Yeah, and I am on the Legend with the Arbiter on top, and in that I've got some dancing cake modified dancing cake, basically what it is. And I am on the GUR 21 with the Arbiter on top, and I have VST in that. And I am on the GUR 21 with the Arbiter on top, and that one I have a Rocky Crispy Treat. And I am on the what the hell is that
Pugs.
thing called again? Whatever that thing is for, and it's got strawberry something in it. And I've got this with no RDA on top of it. And I've got this with no RDA on top of it, and a water bottle, a remote control for the other TV over here, or basically monitor so I can turn it on. I've got sunglasses, a clamp, a mouse, and I'll throw it to Benny.
I'm on the GUR with the I've got Bill's mod on. I've got the Arbiter original, and inside that I've got some fancy fruits. Which this one is Heritage Sour Raspberry and Blueberry. Is that one? I'm also on the Arbiter Solo with the Geek Rip Solo, and inside that I've got some nasty vanilla. It's the last bit. I'll have to get some more dags. It'll be nice for that. So yeah, Craig D said he's getting a PAX Herbalizer. I think that's what Danny has. He says that's really, really good. I think that's what he's got. Is that one?
PAX is what they use at the dispensary around here.
Yeah. He says it's. I'm sure it's PAX that he's got. He's got that one. They're expensive, but
PAX
they're really
2,
good.
PAX 3.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Connect Wi-Fi to your phone, but I've no idea.
Well, why? So you can see what you're tooting on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
a
we
bit
can
strange.
report back.
Rocky's wanting to know how high can you go on INA 555 gold. He's not big on backos. It's 5% and a 15%.
Be careful with the Paxes, because if you're going to buy on eBay, there's a load of fakes. So be careful with that. I don't know how I know that.
Because if you look on his eBay site, he's got them all on there.
Yeah.
So Innowator 55 gold. 555 gold. No, I'm guessing that 5%. It says 5% and a 15% mix any good. It depends how strong you want your tobacco flavour in it, really. Do you know what I mean?
if it's a typical inner wearer strength, then 5% might be too much. But it might be one of those anomalies in the brands that needs to be used a lot higher.
But
Really
he said
wouldn't
he's
know.
not big on bacco, so that 5% does sound high if you're not big on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It depends where you want the back note to sit, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you want it a back note or you want it to be a full front note, that's what, do you know what I mean? That's what you're going to be looking at. So if you push it high, you know, I would have thought that it'll sit sort of 5%, it'll sit quite high up in mixed water if it's a 15% mix. It'll be
Well, I'm saying 2 to 3% max.
Yeah, I think that'll be
Yeah,
quite
Bob
high up.
Umstulo was saying 2 to 3, yeah.
Yeah. So you might want to drop it down and rock it. And Craig D's done a simple banana ice mix for a friend. Vampire Vape Banana One Shot, 9%, and Cool Hard at 0.25, and Super Sweet at 0.6. Want Vampire Vape One Shot? I don't already have Super Sweet in it, I would have thought. That'd be really sweet.
Yeah, I would have thought so. But then if you're going against the disposables, they seem to have a lot more sweetener in them than short fills.
Yep.
Because vampire vapes are quite sweet anyway, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Bill saying that his liquid reminded him of washing up liquid. Reminded me of a public safety announcement that I should make.
Go on then.
I had a message from somebody last week saying that they bought stock coil. They put a flavour in there they didn't like, so they washed their stock coil.
All right, yeah, standard.
Right.
You can,
So I said, right, so did you just boil or pour it in hot water? And he said, yeah, with a little bit of washing up liquid. No, you don't want to be putting washing it up liquid in there. Oh, but it'll be okay if it dries out after a couple of days, won't it? No.
So be having a vape and blowing bubbles.
That would explain why Bill's getting that soapy taste.
And then it
Now
was,
I know.
Bill,
But
what have you been doing?
but it was followed up by no, I didn't put washing up liquid in there. And then a couple of messages later, what if I did put washing up liquid in there? But no, never put washing up liquid in the coils. I know people always used to rinse out their old stock coil tanks in hot water. Didn't they actually used to boil them as well? Put them
You
in,
could put alcohol, vodka.
You can soak
Yeah.
them in alcohol too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vodka.
Yeah, if you put dish soap in it, then what you have to do is you have to put rubbing alcohol in it to get the dish soap.
Vodka or Everclear
Yeah.
are actually the best way to clean them.
Neat vodka they used to put in.
Yeah,
Wash them out. You might get 2 days out of it. Maybe
I know
fucked again.
I know most people watching this show wouldn't actually put washing up liquid in to clean their stock coil.
I don't know with some of these
But
in chats.
And also be sure it dries after you do the whole thing with the whole alcohol, because that go foom.
Yeah. Even with just plain water, it needs to dry out for a couple of days at least anyway.
Craig D saying it's to get someone off of disposables. That's why he did.
You can have someone with type O blood pee on it, and that'll also do it. You
Oh,
make sure
I have type O blood. We're good. Yeah, we're good here.
There you go then. Get peeing on it. So yeah, there's a couple of things I want to go through. Like I say, slush puppies, because obviously people still like those slush puppies. It is that time. Do you know what I mean? A lot of it seems to be this year has been slush puppy year. A lot of companies have brought them out as a mix. Do you know what I mean?
It's that time. It's getting to winter. It's not.
I know,
slush
but people
puppy
like it.
time.
It's slush puppy time. It is. It is. It's got.
I'm with you,
cold.
Bill. It doesn't make any sense, but okay.
But yeah, it's that this year it's been sort of a lot of slush puppies coming out, and I just wondered, is there a good base mix to make a really good slush puppy? I know to put lemon and lime in it makes a really. If you put lemon and lime in and put that's quite a nice syrup.
Blue ras. If you're
Blue
gonna make
ras
a
is
slush
a
puppy,
go-to,
blue
yeah.
ras.
Blue
Yeah.
ras.
Yeah. I've always put a tiny little bit of peach in there and a very, very low amount of hibiscus.
That's not bad. Oh,
Crisp.
focus.
Slush base.
All right, yeah.
That's not bad. It's like it's got a sweet, thick, syrupy kind of taste to it. It's definitely got WS-23. It's you can only get it from Vapable.
All right, yeah.
Round about 3%. You could try it at. I've tried pushing it higher, and it. Bleh.
Yeah.
you start getting like this chemical taste, but around 2 to 3%, it seems at the right thing, and then you just bombard it with a fruit,
Yeah.
and it seems to work quite well. And it takes about 2 weeks to steep,
Right.
which makes me want to try the fizzy base and stuff like that from the crystal
Yeah.
range.
Do you know when you're saying all that, Rainbow Vapes had all that sort of stuff, fizzy base and slushy base and all that. I wonder if that's where they got theirs from.
Well, I could have done.
Because if you look on their website when they were doing all their flavours, all their Rainbow Vape flavours were like that, slushy base, putting you to sleep, Bill.
But the thing is with slushies, you need that thickness to it. That's really kind of syrupy. So if you're going to mix anything, if you just got WS-23, you really need a really syrupy kind of. If you're going to use a red fruit, just throw some 1-on-1 strawberry jam underneath it, just to thicken it up a bit.
That's why I always put a little bit of hibiscus in there as well, because hibiscus will do the same sort of thing.
Yeah,
it syrups up and thickens. And when the low amount of times that I have actually tried a slush puppy, I'm sure I can taste something like hibiscus in there in the background.
All right. Tango Ice Blast is my favourite.
I can't drink them very often because it makes me feel like I'm having a heart attack.
Ooh. Why?
When I drink them, I don't get brain freeze or anything like that. It goes straight onto my chest.
So you get heart freeze.
Yeah, it goes straight onto my chest, and I feel everything starts to tighten up. Oh. It literally feels like I'm having a heart attack.
That's not a good thing.
No. That'd be strange.
Don't try it.
What was that? So it has one on the show.
Try it on the show.
It's good practice for when you have an actual
we need the numbers.
You already have experience.
So does anybody else in chat make slush puppies? That's what I want to know. Do you do slush puppy?
Cola slush puppy is a quite. Do you know the FA American Cola? Do you like cola?
Yeah.
And really hit load of WS-23 with it's the American type. It's not American type. American Pleasure Cola. That's got that really thick, gummy kind of feel to it. So you hit that with
like a syrupy feel.
23.
Yeah, that USA Pleasure Cola is almost like the actual syrup, isn't it, that you get in the Coke machines?
Yeah, which is ideal for a slush puppy.
Craig D just says that's a good idea for a future show. Do you know, Craig D, that's the second part of this show after we've talked about slush puppies.
What is?
We're going to talk about that.
Oh.
Going to the North Pole.
No, going to the North Pole. Discussing mixing juices for people who want to get off disposables. Simple recipes to come up with, and we can fake vapors off them. I was going to talk because these a lot of people are coming out with bar juice. I don't know if you've seen them. Wick-Liquor have come up with So the watermelon Wick-Liquor have come up with one. They're doing gorilla ones. I've just seen another one's come out with a what's that? Ramsey's have come out with a bar juice. Imp Bar have come out with their bar juice. They're all coming out because all these disposables have got just a simple flavouring.
Yeah.
At really high percentage to make it flavourful.
Yeah,
do you know what
that's
I mean?
what I mix up for that guy that I took that 200 ml bottle and he's already asked for another 200 ml bottle. So,
So you charge him £20 this time, $20.
Obviously, he must have liked it. So, basically, but he's using one of those little vape pen things that, and vaping the crap out of it.
So yeah, we can talk about that in a bit. Like I say, just thought we'd do slush puppy, then we can go up with custard slush puppy. Is there custard slush puppy? I don't know. Has anybody done a custard slush puppy? Would they be able to do a custard slush puppy?
I don't know.
You have frozen custard.
I did that fizzy custard, didn't I?
What, trifle from Nevans?
No.
From Nevans. Well,
it's okay.
Enough coolant and everything, so he's probably made one.
Custard slush puppy. Custard.
Yeah.
I actually meant actual slush, like outside slush. You ever see a puppy or a dog walk outside and it's slushy outside, and they walk in and they get the little
The paws going.
feet, little bouncy feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if WS23 or anything like that would actually work well with custard.
Well, you could put a little bit of ice. I suppose you could put an ice cream with a custard and make it like a custardy ice cream, couldn't you? I suppose.
Mm.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I
but
mean?
you're still getting that. You're still getting the taste, but you're not actually getting that coldness which people associate with slush puppies.
You could do like a buttery ice cream with a coolant.
Mm.
Some people like that. Well, we've talked about this before. It doesn't quite hit the same note still when you do that, but unless you get it just right, maybe.
Have you got new glasses, Liam?
No,
All right. Zuku says, "Where's the new glasses?"
no, I test tomorrow. I got an eye
Anyone
test
else
tomorrow.
notice that he's practicing here, trying to blend in with the bridge behind him so that he knows when he goes to that pier, he can hide there so that someone sees him and he can back up
Yeah.
while he's fishing. Because you're not supposed to actually fish off that bridge, apparently. So
Yeah. Edward says, "What about M&H slush puppy? Could you do a milk and honey
I
slush
knew
puppy?
that.
Would that go with a slush puppy base?"
I'm just thinking other things to kind of get that syrupy taste to it. Is it the jelly bean, Wonder Flavors jelly bean? That neutral one. What's that neutral jelly bean?
Oh, the
flavour?
cotton candy
Cotton
one.
candy jelly bean.
Candy jelly bean. If you use that around about 0.5, 0.75, that might work to kind of just goo it up a little bit.
I tell you what works really well. I had a play around with some mixing late last week, and I did a blackjack flavor for Emma,
Yeah.
All right.
and I used the Wonder Flavors taffy base in there,
Hmm.
and that's got a really, really good chew it like mouthfeel.
All right. Yeah.
So that could possibly work as well to thicken it up.
It's getting the wetness as well. You want wetness.
It's just like I say, slush is just thick in it, thick, cold.
It's wet.
Or-
Yeah.
thick.
Or one of the gummy bear flavors. One of the gummies would work as well.
Not Swedish fish.
No, I was thinking like 27 bears or going for the Wonder Flavors ones. You got the wild berry gummy, which is really good.
Yeah.
There's got the strawberry gummy candy. There's quite a few good gummies in the Wonder Flavors range that would actually work.
Yeah, the
Pick
root
it
beer
out.
gummy too, if you wanted a root beer one.
I bet you could do the real flavors French toast and make a decent one. The stuffed French toast from real flavors is nothing but berries, so that'd make a good slushy.
Yeah.
Instead of milk and honey, use the plethora of honeys we have to give that nice room odor to it, and that will give you that wet feel, at least to the room.
A cucumber for wetness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
You could get a little bit of the texture from that as well.
Mm.
Or
A lot of people like to use cactus, but I taste the cactus in most of it.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of people that are sensitive to cactus. That even putting it in low, they'll taste
Yep.
it.
Even tried it low, and I can still taste like a little bit of aloe vera like taste to it.
Hell, I
FA pear
forgot.
FA works really well for wetness, and it's that delicate of a flavor. The flavor actually disappears, but you still get the wetness and everything from it.
Forgot I said real flavors and zippies in chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's getting all excited.
Yeah, she is.
Interesting. Duck's little mix.
My ducks put in, to be fair, mixing random flavours can be fun. I'm vaping milk drop, vanilla, papaya, almond at the moment. It's a bit out there for me, but vapable.
You sure that's to be fair?
Yeah,
I mean,
to be fair.
TBF could be those big fucking.
The big fuckers. Feast put in gushy fruit candy. Sounds like it will fit. What's gushy fruit candy?
Wonder
Gushy.
Flavors.
I don't
That's
think
just-
I've ever tried that one.
It's like a fruitier version of a gummy.
All right. My Canes uses it quite a lot. Gushy fruit candy. Gushy fruit
does it?
candy.
Who makes gushy fruit candy?
Wonder Flavors.
It's a
One of the
candy.
first ones I picked up of them the flavors because I thought, oh, I could use this quite a lot, and I never really used it. I used it on a couple, and it just didn't work for what I wanted.
I don't say it's not my mix. It's commercial, but it's opened my mind on what I could mix. It depends what, like I say, what you're wanting out of it. You can mix any random stuff together. Can't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, vanilla, papaya, and almond is very out there for commercial flavors. It's not very often you actually see them coming out with something new, something that hasn't really been done before.
Yeah.
Almond, though, when I do almond, I get a cherry note more times than not.
Who's got this minute? I'll go over Rocky's recipe if someone has this minute. Is it coming up?
Craig D says there's not an ice crystal concentrate. There's menthol crystals.
Yeah.
I don't know about an ice crystal.
I say that that Crystal Dynamics one. Crystal Dynamics? That's a they sell spaceships in a game.
See that that sort of cold and
Crystal
texture.
flavorings.
Didn't you put one of those on your tongue, Benny?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
that
How did
ice
that go,
crystal.
Benny? Remind us.
No, I
How
don't know
did
where
that
they are.
go?
Mate. I had
No,
them
I
in
said,
fridge
how'd
for
that go on your
ages.
tongue?
It just tasted pretty minty.
That ice crystal concentrate, cold and texture. That's what I would expect from like a slushy base.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it can get a little bit chemically, I think. That it's I don't know if it's what I've been mixing it with, but I've tried, I quite like it. I've gone through half of it. So 15 mils of it, and I've only been making 30 mils at a time just to try to see if it's worth using. And and the jury's still out on it because of that candy flavor that you get.
All right, yeah.
You get a real candy, sweet candy flavor.
Bob saying, I have an old commercial mix on my page. It's called Bliss. It's all FW, summer berries and cream. I'd recommend anyone mixing it up. It's good. And Ian Thomas says, cherry and almond are very close flavours, Bill.
No,
Yeah,
I think Will would agree.
Start him off.
Yeah. I get a cherry flavor on almost all the almond that I've tried,
Right? I don't know how you get, like, say, is it, like you get, we have cherry bakewells, which has got almond on it. Is it that sort of remembering that it goes with cherry that you've
No,
added?
it's just even when you smell it, you can smell a cherry, and then when you put it in a vape, you can taste a cherry. It's because I was doing nuts, and I had, obviously walnut and hazelnut and all the other. I thought, well, I need to get some almond. So I got almond, and I mixed up a mix, and I'm like, why do I taste cherry? And it ended up being the almond.
Zippy's put in DV Crystal Blue. That's what's in, what is it in it?
Smurflust.
Yes.
Strawberry alarm clock, right? No, it wasn't strawberry. Crystal Blue Persuasion. Was that Tommy James and the Sean
They're
Dale?
also doing Crystal Clear now, I think.
Is that why suddenly Vampire Vapes Eisenberg is gone clear?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. DV Crystal Blue isn't. It's not the cold crystal mouthfeel. It's specific flavor. That wasn't a lot. That wasn't Heisenberg. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, because everyone's putting out, Craig D's put Eisenberg, Bob Holmes put it's in Heisenberg. All right, and we don't saying put amaretto in Coke and you get a cherry Coke flavour.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Amaretto Coke or Pepsi is really good. Like the
That's-
real thing. You put amaretto, like actual liqueur with it, and it's delicious.
Well, I'm guessing that because Zippy's just put there's a clear version. I guess that's why now Heisenberg, you can get a clear Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Blue raspberry and anise.
It came to a point where a lot of people were worried about the safety of coloured juices, which is why I think DV brought out some of the clear colours. The same as Loran's with banana cream clear, and some of their other ones are in clear as well.
There you go, Rocky. I'm with Rocky. Rum and Coke, a little bit of whiskey and Coke, JD and Coke. We're good. Yeah.
I like a JD and Coke. We'll be coming up to his Christmas piss up, so Bill will only be with us about half an hour because he gets fed up of us when we're all pissed.
No, that's all right. I'm just going to do cherry this year.
He's just going to do cherry with
So
us.
I'll just be sitting here not saying anything.
Yeah, off his tits on Jerry. Have you
Or
still
almond,
not found
as I like to call
almond?
it now.
Yeah, almond. Have you not found out what that cherry is yet, Bill?
No, I no clue. I don't care. Take a couple hits off of it. You'll give a
What's
rat's
this
ass what cherry it is.
Because
Who cares?
Who cares? Captain Morgan, private stock, booze, man loves a booze.
There's
You
Larry.
gotta have.
Summon
You gotta
Larry.
do
Yep.
rum. You gotta do Bacardi 151. You gotta,
We have Summon Larry.
Zippy's put Jack Daniels in apple juice, and Feast put or brandy. Or brandy. So
Crown
so
at 7-Up.
7-Up.
Talking
Do you
about
know,
Larry's.
I've never had it with 7-Up in. Any Jack Daniels with 7-Up.
Yeah.
The
Crown Royal and 7-Up's good. Especially
Crown
if you
Royal.
get like the peach Crown Royal and 7-Up. That's or the apple with 7-Up's really good.
I've just been looking through some of the slushies on ELR. Somebody's used hibiscus in their
Oh.
slushie.
and the slushy.
A lot of people seem to be using is it a few tart and sours, and quite a lot of people are using fizzy sherbet,
All right.
probably to get that kind of real top note of which the brain freeze bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ian saying Eisenberg is still the most popular flavour in my ex-smoker non-hobbyist friends. Yeah, a lot of people do it. A lot of people do Eisenberg.
Especially if they were menthol smokers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they sort of knocked it out of the park then. Larry's currently enjoying swaggy blueberry shine and sweet tea.
Oh, real blueberry shine too. Like from his extraction process. Yeah.
We won't know.
This isn't a vape flavor.
There's-
He's actually enjoying
Yeah, I was
actual
gonna say,
shine.
and there's our cult update of the
There's,
week.
yeah, cult. It's a fucking cult.
Is it time to go over Rocky's recipe? It's all VSO.
Yes.
on.
Is it all
Come on,
VSO? Get it
let's
up.
do this.
Right,
Come on, let's
do it.
actually
Damn, you were supposed to have that program on there.
We got Swaglione, 333 VSO, Custard VSO at 3%, Sabayon
Cult.
VSO at 3%,
Cult.
Strawberry VSO at 3%,
It's a fucking cult.
Sweet
Get it
VSO
off.
at 0.3. There you
Get it
go.
off. It's a fucking cult.
There you go. There you go, Rocky. There you go.
So for all them that are in the UK that cannot mix that. Yeah.
Hey, I do have one here you can mix. I just mixed up before the show.
Go on then.
Hey, you can mix this one. It's not VSO. Butterscotch caramel cream candy. Butterscotch FA at 1%. Caramel candy TPA at 2%. Cream Flavora at 1%. Salted caramel flavor West at 2%. And super sweet beryllium at 1%.
Look at all them triangles. Lovely.
Oh, I know. The more triangles, the better. And I agree with it. It's delicious. Yep.
Yeah.
It's tasty.
Flavor
I
West
put the
salted
salted
caramel's
caramel
a
in
coil
here.
killer, isn't it?
Oh, it probably will kill my coil, but that's okay. Worth it.
So Bill, what have you've been working on a cake mix, haven't you?
Yeah, but it just turned out to be a good base for a cake.
All right.
So I've tried to play around with it a little bit, but I played around with it. I tried it out earlier today. Real great cake base, and then really didn't taste it much other than just kind of a cake base. So I added some salted caramel, oddly enough. And then that really wasn't quite doing it for me. So I put in a little bit of soft banana, and I'll have to wait a few days
Right.
before I can tell once all that stuff melts together. But it's as far as a cake base, if I ever just want a cake base, then I've got that. But you know,
What did you use for cake base then?
bunch of cakes. Let's see, I can pull it up, I guess. Hang on. It's got the other in it now too, but let's see. Dancing cake.
Dancing cake.
Yeah, because it's got flapper pie in it. Flapper was a dance. That was the women that danced back in the 20s. Was the flappers?
I don't know. Flapper pie. The name does not
Well,
inhibit dancing for me. It just sounds wrong.
Kenny 20 says cake mix. Pricked his ears up then. Cake mix.
Yep.
Oh shit! All
We
right,
got it,
Bill.
Bill.
I'll get it here in 10 minutes or so.
So while we wait for him, don't forget
I'm
to go over to...
computer illiterate. Oh, there we go. Share screen. Imagine that.
Imagine that button that says share screen.
Yeah. All right. So it's flapper pie at 2%, milky caramel fudge at 1.25, Philadelphia butter cake at 2.5. That's an add-on. Soft banana is an add-on. The super sweet you can put in, and yellow cake at 1.5. And that makes a really nice cake base. If you just
What, the
drop
flapper pie, the Philadelphia butter, and the yellow cake?
everything but the salted caramel and the soft banana that I've added to try to put a little flavor in the cake. But other than that, it makes a really, really nice cake base,
Right.
But it's kind of a bland cake base, so you can turn it into whatever cake.
Yeah, so you need to add some, so it's like your base, you have to add it to it, your stone.
Yeah.
Flapping them bingo wings, that sounds like it used to be on a Wednesday night when we used to go grab a granny. So when we're around Lee's, grab a granny night, Wednesday night.
We're talking about games on Wednesday, and I keep thinking of the horror show last week. Somebody doing Santa Claus in October.
yeah, but so doing a Santa Claus race in October.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're in no hurry for December. Come on.
It'll be here quicker than you think. Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. We've got Bonfire Night coming up. We've got Halloween on Monday.
That's right, bonfire night where you guys set the whole country on fire, right? Or something.
We try to set houses of Parliament on fire. Well, they might as well at the moment because we don't know fucking... We got more Prime Ministers than so fucking Mick.
Yeah, it might be Mick, but he's not in country right now, so you can't blame him.
Well, to be fair,
he's out of the country
it could be
again?
anybody. Yeah, he's in Benidorm. Fee said, I wish I could get my hands on Philadelphia butter cake. Can't find it here, and it's in so many recipes.
It's good, Fee. If you can ever get a hold of it, it is worth, going out of your way a little for it.
We might have to put a little care package together and send it over.
Yeah.
Have a great night, Zippy.
Good night, Zippy.
Right.
See you later, Zip. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we might put your Christmas care package together.
Yeah, it seems to be quite hard in South Africa getting quite a lot of popular flavors. I mean, I remember when I was doing the show with the South African boys, they could get hold of some wonder flavors, but not all of the wonder flavors, and it seemed to be a little bit random as to what ones they could get hold of.
Yep. That's not the first person from that area that I've heard that same thing. It's really difficult to get. It's like almost half of the list is like non-existent to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is strange because you figure if you could get part, then the rest would be able to be
If you can
available
get
also.
part of a line, you should be able to get the whole line.
Yeah,
shouldn't you?
because I mean, if Philadelphia butter cake's got to be one of their. I mean, everybody that I
But
know
it depends
that
what they
mixes
use.
it.
I'm guessing what they'll have in South Africa is whatever people are using for cake mixes and shit like that, won't they?
Sand.
Sand.
Well, yeah, I guess
It's not Egypt. It's fucking South Africa. Not going
Sand.
across desert.
maybe if they had a town in South Africa called Philadelphia, they'd be able to.
Yeah,
get
maybe
it.
they be. Yeah. But I'm guessing that's why they can get some flavours and not others, is because that they're using them for cake mixes, sweets, shit like that, innit?
Yeah, it could even be a case that they're just picking up what they're using in their one shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
selling surplus.
selling the extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that way, and obviously Philadelphia butter cake is not on there.
Yeah.
And maybe it wouldn't. Maybe they, in their heads, this won't be a popular flavor, so they don't bother picking it up.
Yeah. Because it does all go to regional as well. It can be regional in UK to what people like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know Yorkshire Vapor said that they could whatever like Snooker Loopy what they had up here were absolutely fantastic, but sent it down south, no one bought it.
It's like the sweet musk. Dave and I have talked about that. Sweet musk, that's definitely a cultural thing because if you try it up here, it's like, whoa, this is a candy they actually like.
Well, it's the same here.
really
Like we
weird
get some
to us.
salubarum flavors, but we don't get all the salubarum flavors. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them that you guys have that we can't get. But you know,
Well, we don't actually get that many. You have to go to France to get them.
France. Yeah.
Yeah, but they do over about 300 flavors.
What in France?
Yeah, the Sluberum. They've got like 6 different pancakes.
All right.
Yeah, so I've got one.
I only vape haggis or iron brew. Okay.
Iron brew. Me in Scotland. Oh god, it does.
Yeah, they do Breton pancake. They do crepe. They do normal pancake. They also do popcorn pancake. And they do another one.
All right.
Everybody's going after bacon. Has anybody actually went after a good blood sausage vape?
Yeah. A bit of black pudding.
I want a
Yeah, there you go.
potted meat vape.
Yes.
I like potted meat sandwiches with onions.
Oh,
Yeah, you vape that
meat.
potted meat vape, and all the cats come running.
and then a Vienna sausages vape. Yeah.
What do you got there?
Perhaps is that.
Crepes is that?
You could just hollow out the middle of a Vienna sausage and just vape it. You know, that was
Put your disposable in it.
yeah.
I just use it as a drip tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a filter.
And then you get things like this, which I've got no idea because I bought it and then
You even know what it means?
I had no idea.
I bought this. I don't even know what it says.
It looks like you were in another country and you bought your fiance a souvenir. That's the way I
Hey, Duck says, Kenny 2020, I call lies. You spell iron brew wrong. Do you even kilt, bro?
Caramel popcorn.
All right.
Caramel popcorn's good. I don't know how it is in the vape, but it's really good in the bag.
He said he was sounding it out for the foreigners.
And then you got popcorn evolution.
Oh.
I'm gonna taste them now.
Do you have iron brew over there in America?
Not that.
We have Iron City. You ever drank that, Tim?
We have cast iron. Does that count?
Have you ever drank Iron City? It's
Nope.
like a Pittsburgh beer that just like a local Pittsburgh beer brewery type thing. It's called Iron City.
Nope.
It is rot gut. Yeah.
Right, guys. That's great. I really want to sign up and try and chase that down.
It's like the leftovers of PBR, basically, is what it comes down to.
I'd have got a decent camera. I'd have got a decent camera when you were paying that 150 quid for that camera, mate.
165, but it doesn't even focus.
Maybe you have to say focus.
Focus, Daniel-san.
Focus. Hocus pocus.
Focus pocus. Ian Thomas saying Subarum aroma do excellent marmalade on toast flavour. You can even taste the butter.
They do a great toast. The toast just on its own.
Yeah, but it always tastes burnt. It
No,
always
it
tastes
doesn't taste
burnt.
burnt.
Oh, does it not?
0.5, it doesn't taste burnt, and you
Because
just
that's
get
all I ever get from
really
that
nice
jam on toast. Burnt, always burnt fucking toast.
Turn the setting down on your toaster.
Yeah. Cheers. Ducky sends round and said, Kenneth went well, I suppose Benny is a Yorkshireman.
I think that's the marmalade on toast.
Breakfast.
I like how he says, I think that is.
Breakfast.
Breakfast in bed. Doo-doo-doo. Ian Thomas says, it is toast.
Yeah, it's marmalade on toast, that.
Ah. So if you do want to know what it is, what's that one? If you would want some marmalade on toast with a little bit of butter?
That's from Nom Noms, and it's called breakfast.
Ah, there you go. From Nom Noms. Ian Thomas says, Iron Brew is flavoured with ammonia ferric citrate. Making me work tonight for my money, aren't you? So right, so yeah, as we're going to say is we'll go through that on the last half hour of the show. Obviously, like I was saying, all these companies are coming out with simple recipes now. They've all stripped it back, and because China are flooding the market with disposables, and they're all like peach cream, strawberry cream, strawberry, watermelon, and things like that. Is it time just to say we do simple recipes, and what flavours can you push up to get that high flavour? Do you know what I mean? Like, Bill, what that watermelon strawberry, what have you put in that? How many flavours are in there?
Watermelon and strawberry. It's just got, I put a couple of watermelons and strawberry jam and strawberry sweet, I think it is. And that's it. And then a ton of freaking super sweet,
Yeah.
And it's, commercial vape. Throw it in the bottle, and he thinks it's better than the
B's and E's
shit that he was paying for called strawberry watermelon that he was paying $30 for a 15 mil or whatever it was he was paying. It was ridiculous.
Well, that's what I did with the blackcurrant for the pod. The silver line and the God knows what it is now.
God knows what it is now.
Tim, I
love
put
that
beef in a flush
blackcurrant.
puppy.
I love that blackcurrant. Now I've got to go and search for something different.
But
Would
the
it be
other thing
flavoured
that
out?
it comes down to there is if you can get them into a decent sub ohm, even with good coils, they're going to get a lot better flavor. Even if you use the same stuff they were doing in the pod, that's the disposable. The disposables have gotten a lot better, but they're probably not going to get as good a flavor out of that as they are out of a stock sub ohm coil.
Some of those have some major flavor, but I wonder how much they're turning up this flavor. It's kind of to get that amount of flavor out of it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You could take something that was a lot less, put it in like this. This Crown 3 with that coil in there is, and that's an older Crown. There's been a 4 and a 12 and a 900 come out since then, I think. But it's got decent flavor. And cloud production wise, it puts out a ton, which may actually be that's another thing. When you start getting into some of this, some people just don't want to blow the huge clouds because they're vaping in amongst other people and everything, and you don't want to end up just totally putting a cloud over everybody that's around you. And
so the thing is, when you smoked a cigarette, you didn't blow a big cloud out, did you?
No. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because this thing will fog up a room. Yeah.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I bought the bar juices. I bought the bar juices to test them against the pod system
Yes.
And the difference between the two is the actual disposable has more ice, a lot more ice. On these, they tone down the ice a lot, because on the disposable, freezes the back of my throat.
That's because it's all come from China. They all put ice. They put ice in WS-23 in all of their disposable flavour. Even like a custard, they'll put ice in it. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what they think everybody vapes. But the thing about it is, I find that the flavours are nice, but they're not in your face flavours. If you see what I mean, they're not over the top flavoured. They just taste all right. Do you know what I mean? They're just a mellow flavour that's not going to say, "Oh God, that's really flavourful." You just think, "Oh yeah, I can taste that. I can taste," and they're not.
That tastes okay, and it tastes okay, and it's satisfying the craving.
Yeah. It's like that bubble gum is a good example. The bubble gum, you can taste bubble gum just like that, and it tastes just like the Hubba Bubba or whatever else. It's, there's a lot of flavorings out there. If you could use one-on-one strawberry jam and get a real good strawberry flavor if somebody's just looking for a flavor. Yeah.
So go on then in chat, put your little easy flavours in if you know any, because Mr. Anderson's put one in. Super easy recipe, FA raspberry at 4%, SSA natural lemon at 1%, arrival for pink lemonade disposables.
Wow, 4% natural lemon.
No,
4%,
1% natural
1% natural.
I was going to say, because I've tried pushing that above 0.3 and it really hits strong, but I haven't tested it in a disposable. I've only tested it in an RDA.
I've tried that vintage Iron Brew. It's not that nice. It's all right. Comes in an old label with an old bottle on glass bottle.
Waiting for Bob to throw a couple in there because Bob has a couple really simple MTL recipes that work really well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just a little like with strawberry. You know, a bit of strawberry ripe and a bit of sweet strawberry. I'll give you that strawberry, won't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that. What's that one that's just come out that you're all saying that's like a strawberry ripe and a strawberry sweet together? What's that one that's
Jungle Flavors one?
Yeah. Is it just put that in at like 4 or 5%? But we're still doing 4 or 5%. Does it need to go higher? Is it like an 8%? Do you know what I mean? To get you that flavour just out of that one flavour.
No, because you've got to watch how high you push some flavours. I mean, TFA, Capella, Flavour West, you can get away with pushing a lot of those right up to 10, 15%. But
well, that's what I'm saying. They're all going to be old flavour. You're not going to be putting newer flavours to make. You're not doing they're not doing really complex mixes, are they?
Another thing you got to remember with an MTL, you can push the flavors higher because you're not actually getting that much of that flavor in each one because you're taking a smaller puff. But so you can actually push the flavors higher and you're still getting a less of a percentage of that flavor to come through the device each time.
Yeah, but you're still going to get the off note then if you've got the flavor.
Not always. Some of them don't. I realized that with some of Bob's MTL mixes. If you use it in an actual MTL, the off notes aren't always there because it's not really coming through at that percentage we usually do in a.
All right, Kenny. See you later, Matt.
That explains why the MTL is not good because you don't get taste the flavor.
Bob, get out. It's a cult. VSO Blue Raspberry at 3%.
There you go.
FL Blue Raz 1.5 and FE Lemon 1%. Get out.
I've actually made that mix of his.
That's the thing with they might not necessarily be using the old flavors. They might just be using whatever flavor they can get hold of cheap enough.
Yep.
And with it being China, they might even be developing their own flavors and just using those.
That's true.
Or maybe even Hansen.
Well, they're all saying it's Hansen or Decang. That's what they're saying.
Something else that kind of, to be honest, does make me nervous about disposables is if they are making their own flavors, are we sure that's quite the same as trying to get our TPD compliant flavors and stuff? Are we sure that they're that way when they come in a disposable?
So it's kind of
kind of wonder.
Lead paint type thing? Is that what
lead paint type thing. I kind of wonder about that a little bit.
Well, it's like asbestos. We had roof tiles over here that came from China that had asbestos in them. Plastic roof tiles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to think that the bigger manufacturers like Geek Vape are being safe with what they're using. But all of the other ones that are flooding the market, especially the people that are buying the illegal ones, because there are still loads of news agents and places like that sell like the 6,000, 8,000, 10,000 puff ones, which they're not TPD compliant to start with. So there's a very good chance that the juice isn't.
Craig D's just put one in. FA Aniseed at 0.75, TPA Raspberry at 1%, FA Blackburn
Ribes.
Blackburn Ribes. Is that a new flavour we've not heard of? At 4%, and Spearmint's natural flavour at 0.24, and it's black currant, not Blackburn. Edward Oaks put in, Bob says, Coolant also makes Blue Raz come through. It'll probably be Hansen, but I've heard Geek Bars are using nasty juice, so would have to be Rekka made juice with nasty recipes. That's another thing, Rekka, innit? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What was that one that that Rekka mango, sexy mango, wasn't it?
Sexy mango, yeah.
Yeah, they're all
single flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to look at the flavours that they can get hold of easily and cheaply in that part of the world. So the Malaysian flavours, it'd be Decang, Hansen, and isn't there another one? There's another one as well, isn't there? Used to be very popular, Tim. I've seen it used by quite a few of the older school mixers. I can't remember the name of it now. Sure, it started with a D.
Decang.
No, not Decang. Delosi, something like that.
Delosi, yep. Delosi flavors. I remember them.
Yeah, I think they're out of China as well.
I thought Delosi
I could be wrong. I just
I
got the
think-
impression they were out of
No, I
China.
think Delosi's somewhere else. I think Delosi's. So Sami's German. I think Delosi's something like Belgium or something like
No,
that.
right, okay.
Delosi was caramel.
I'm curious now.
Yeah,
I'm
Bob
looking
saying
right
Recca
now.
have some fantastic flavourings.
Veloci Labs.
Look, he's put Western-made concentrates would be too expensive for China's manufacturers. Exactly, but you don't know because they might have some in because they do e-liquids and that. But yeah, I think they'd go homegrown, wouldn't they? With, because weren't they only a couple of flavouring houses they could use? They've brought some rules in. There's only that are certified to put in e-liquids. Greatest I'm using aniseed to destroy the disposable device because, well,
Yeah, you'd have to think of logistics for them to get gallons and gallons from
Yes.
TFA, Flavor West, Capella. The American-based ones would cost them a small fortune.
yeah, exactly. And like I say, some of them you don't need because this is like I say they are bringing out these ones to compete with them. What did you think of that? Is that imp bar that you got there, Graham?
No, bar juice.
Oh, the badgers. What do you think of it? I got the strawberry off Danny. I thought it was all right, but just a bit light.
I like the peach and blue raspberry. The apple was quite crisp. The peach ice was just meh. And I got something called unicorn something, which I haven't
Unicorn piss.
tried yet. Delosi's Florida.
No,
Ah,
Delosi's
okay.
is from Florida. Yeah. From
Yeah,
Florida.
so it won't be that then, will it? Yeah. Ian saying Dekang and Hang Seng are the Chinese flavours I'm familiar with. Here they're like Malaysian flavours like Rika, Yin Yang, and Raw. I've never heard of that. What?
Oh, that Rika.
Yeah,
That
the
was
other
just brought
raw.
up recently. Recently on Noted, the Rika flavor.
Rika flavour. I've never heard of Rika flavours. Are
That's
they
right.
new?
They're
Recca.
at the expo.
It's Recca.
There was at the expo.
Raka?
Were they?
Yeah, I talked to them.
Oh, I never saw them.
Talked to them and said, I'll come over with my fellow caster tomorrow.
But you never took me.
Wow, yes.
You were fucking pissed and you didn't fucking remember, did you?
I don't think you can order direct from Recca anyway. They've got a very high minimum order quantity, I believe.
Grady's saying Hanks are decent though. Concentrates from them are good, especially tobaccos. Yeah, they do make a good tobacco because they did the original RY4.
Yeah.
So they are going to be good with that. Cloudchuck was saying, all casters, do you know where I can get a cherry Bakewell concentrate? Do you have a recipe? You were working on one ages ago, weren't you, Graham, with cherry Bakewell?
I kept on failing because I suddenly I tried about 5 times and then suddenly realised I don't like cherry Bakewells.
Does DV do a cherry Bakewell?
I was gonna say, I thought someone did.
I
So
don't know.
Brown does a good base.
Chefs used to have one, but I don't know a one shot. But I don't know if they actually. I'm not sure if they've got that anymore.
Just have a look. Ducky's saying, Cloudchuck, I'm sure Nevans has a recipe on ELR.
No, he
So
probably has.
Have a look, see if you can find it for him,
From
anyone.
Chronos vape.
I'm not a massive what is it? Cherry Bakewell.
I've got a trifle one, but not a cherry one.
Yeah, if you
Is
want a
it,
commercial juice, you can get what is it? It's cherry Bakewell. It's like a cheap cherry Bakewell from Dispergo.
That
I
was
don't know
all
about one shot, but I did find a recipe
You
that
are-
looks like it
that
might
cherry
be
Bakewell
promising.
was
here.
all right.
Got cherry Bakewell by Chrono Vapes. Cherry VS. Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
No,
So
get rid of it.
unless you're from
Fucking
not from the UK, never mind. There's a couple of them in there. Okay. So I know that Benny's gonna say no. So it depends on where you're
Well,
from.
we can't because you can't. You know what I mean? Might be able to get them.
Yep. I'm trying to think.
Feet
which
saying
cherry
we've
would
got a
work
new
good.
one called infused flavors now. Infused flavors. They have over there.
This is the one I was using as the base for the cherry Bakewell. Cherry
Oh, cherry compote.
well, Canfus. ES.
Clafoutis.
Yeah, that's on that was from
Clapitis. You can take penicillin.
Rainbow Vapes had that cherry, and that was a good base for a cherry Bakewell because it's got the cherry, it's got the marzipan in as well. and it's got that texture of the gooiness, but it just doesn't have a base to it.
Speaking of cherry thing, I made a mix. It's plum, right? The plum mix I made. She made me make another 60 of it last night because it tastes to her like the inside of a one of those chocolate covered cherries. Like it tastes like the inside of a chocolate covered cherry, but it has no cherry in it. So that's just weird,
Got
right?
almond.
Nope, no almond. I didn't realize that VSO. I was trying to think of like a VSO substitute. There really isn't a good cherry VSO substitute out there that I've tried. I've tried all the different cherries. I can't find one quite like it.
I see the cherry flavors I like. I like the FA black cherry, but needs to be kept low. The Mullenberry cherry is quite nice.
So this is basically a nice surprise, delicious bakery flavor, mild cherry with no cough syrup taste, has some marzipan, and ta-da, hello cherry bakewell.
There we go.
And for 50 milligrams, it's £2.
So yeah, so you can try that
that's
for
what I
50
get.
mil. And then add a bit of almond to it, add a little bit of, maybe a bit more pastry to it.
They're still
Try that.
they're still selling off all their concentrates.
Yeah, I guess we're selling off. Ian Thomas says he's. I need to get all the Wreckers honeydew melon and watermelon for an old juice I'm chasing.
It's hard, really hard to get hold of Wrecker now. Chefs used to do them.
Yeah,
Right.
they didn't have the whole line, but they did have some really good flavors. But yeah, that's gone now. I don't even know where you get them over here, unless Richard from
Graham.
Nom Noms would
Oh
be
my
willing to bring them
gosh.
in.
Look at that. Look at that
Right.
picture, guys.
Yeah.
It's Graham before the operation.
Yeah. So yeah, you can try that. Like I said, if you do go up this burger, you can use BV20 for 20% off if you want to try their Jackrabbit Cherry Bakewell. I've got a bottle. That's what I'm looking for. I've got a bottle somewhere. It's in there. They've got it in their legendary range. I don't know what I've done with it.
Take care, Mike. See you tomorrow.
See you later, Mike.
Take care, Mike.
Yeah, use BV20, 20% off. So yeah, I just want to like say they are all doing this, really simple flavors, and that's the easiest thing to get people off is just simple, plain and simple. You don't need, they don't need a fancy flavor, do they?
Well, the thing is, with layering and stuff like that, it's really, really good. But for us as experienced DIYers, with the people that are just giving up smokes, they just want something that they can taste that tastes nice.
Yeah,
And
Well,
and that's convenient though. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
well
is
that's it.
why
That's
the-
it.
That's why they're doing well, is because before you had, a pack, you pulled out a smoke, you lit it, you got done, you
Yeah,
chunked it, and you were finished. And it wasn't, people are like, I can't carry all this stuff around with me. I can't have a bottle of juice. I can't have
Yes,
this, that,
yes.
the other. I'm going to work. I'm going to here. I've got it in my purse. I'm doing this. They just want it all in one nifty little package. Pick it up, do it. And when you're done with it, throw it away and get another.
yeah. That's it. That's what they don't want to be bothered with. That's because it's a lazy generation, isn't it?
Well, it's not really even so much a lazy generation. It just fits. It was the same thing when I was doing it before. It was like you're used to this, and you're like now you're trying to hit a whatever, and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't have the same. You're not reaching in your pocket and getting it out and doing all of the stuff that you were used to doing for years and years and years, and now you've made it. It's kind of like it's one of those things where this was real simple, and somebody's saying, "Well, switch to this." I know it's a lot harder and it's a lot more work and everything, but it'll be better. And you're like, "Well, no, I don't want to go with all that work shit."
Yeah, that's the thing. You can just open it out of the packet, hit it without worrying about getting dry hits or anything. Whereas people, when they're just starting vaping, they're going to go and buy they're going to buy, say, one of these, for example.
Yeah.
then they'll buy the coils that they think go with it. And then they'll, oh no, I don't like those. Or they don't fit, or they're not too sure how to work them, or yeah. Whereas with that, it's just, as Bill said, open the packet, hit it.
Yeah, you don't have. I mean, the thing about it is when you got your first pack of cigarettes, you didn't have to go online and figure out how to use coils, how to put this stuff in. You have to go on YouTube to find out, and they don't want to do all that crap. You know, they just want to go pick up something and hit it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. We don't say me, Pugs and Nevers were talking to Mike at U.K.E-Liquid and recommending packaging up the Gorilla Bar juice with an Aspire pod as a direct competition to disposables.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to do something like that, it has to be like the U.Well Cocoa with the disposable pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's the same sort of thing, innit? Once you've got the pod, you throw it away. They don't have to go and put another coil in. They don't have to just throwing a pod away and filling up a pod again.
How far does it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be as simple as you can possibly make it.
No coils to put in it, just a pod. Same as the Oxford Slim, just a pod that you put. You've got a pod, you fill your juice up, lasts you maybe a week, you throw the pod away, put another pod in, fill it up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But there's a problem with the Zim because there's the version 1 pod and the version 2 pod, and the version 2 pod is quite hard to pop the top off.
Yeah.
I struggle with that, but the top fill's fantastic, and the version 1 pod is a side fill that you have to pick up, and then you got to get
yeah, but that's a
your
refillable
fingernail underneath. You got to pull it out, and then you got to fill it up, and then you got to close it, and then it drips all over the place.
That's a refillable though. That's not a. You can just get a pre-filled pod, slap it in. The thing with that is, with the pre-filled pod, is you don't have the battery. You're keeping that, and you're not throwing it away or doing anything of that nature. You're just recharging it.
Yeah, there's still, you've still got the plastic waste, but
yeah,
it might be
Less of it.
Yeah, but doing it that way
This is a
would
new one
probably be
that's come
about the
out.
same as throwing out a 10ml bottle.
Nick, put your cherry bakewell recipe.
Still less batteries that way than it is the other way.
So that is a battery,
yeah.
and it comes with.
Yeah, but even with those, people are going, I've still got to plug this thing in. I got to charge it. I got to do all that. The mentality is how simple can you get it?
Refillable pods. Pre-filled pods. So you just put that on top of there.
Yeah.
Twist it on. Done. Vape on it. Charge it up. Throw that away. Put
And
another pod on it.
Graham, several of the newer cherry bakewell recipes have that same cherry infection name ones that same flavoring you're talking about. The one that sounds like some kind of like the clap or something. You might need penicillin to take care of.
What they need to do is come out with a cell phone that's got a little plug-in on the top where you just drop the pod down in there. You hit it on your cell phone.
There used to be a vape
recharge
battery.
it.
There used to be one that went on back of you. What is it? So yeah. Nick's saying, I haven't got a cherry bakewell recipe. Not a good one anyway. I used to vape Chef's Bakewell.
Yeah, it was Quell's Bakewell, it was called. I don't think they sell it anymore as a one shot. It was one of their one shots.
So yeah, I do think that, like I said, it should be with the simplest pod you can get. Not put coil in it, nothing at all. Yeah. A cocoa's excellent because you just snap the top, fill it up, put it back on again.
Yeah, I mean, disposable pods for this would be great because it's magnetic. You just pull it off.
Yep.
And then just drop it back on.
Well, it's even something like this because it's the same way. You're just popping it out, popping it in.
Yeah.
And I think, was the Vupu Vinci, when you bought the coils for that, didn't you get the pod?
Yeah.
I remember you didn't actually buy coils. You bought a pod. It wasn't full.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah. The pods, the coils were already in there.
Yeah, and the coil was already in the pod. You still had to fill it with juice.
Yeah.
But you didn't actually buy a coil. You bought the pod.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, a disposable pod.
The whole thing of
Craig D says, if they really want to stop smoking, they can get their lazy ass switching out a coil and filling a pod. I don't think it is. I don't know. Some people just don't want the hassle, do they? Like Bill says, you're not used to it. You just take a thing out.
Yeah, you're lighting it, you're gone.
Yeah.
And you're done. When you're finished, You flip it out the window of your car, you catch the field on fire, and you go on down the road.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. It's just, it's different.
If you're going to
cloud
try to
sugar
get
everywhere,
somebody
mate.
to switch from what they're doing to something else, you can't make it harder. If you do, they're not going to. The motivation's not there already. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. The disposables are going to harm the industry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even if it's literally just the amount of litter and battery waste that there is, they are going to end up harming the industry.
And that's the worst part is like you're talking about throwing out the window. That's the issue with the cigarette, but you got a butt, but it gets in the dirt and everything. People kind of ignore that, can wind up in the dirt eventually, whatever. You'll never see it again.
Not biodegradable though. Cigarette butts are not biodegradable.
No, they're not. But they at least aren't this huge honking piece of plastic that stands out like a sore thumb that everybody sees, and that's the problem.
Yeah, like
people see that and it's going to freak them out.
People are too lazy these days. That's what it is. It's like I say, I don't know if it's laziness or like Bill says, it's just habit. That you just got it out of a packet, vaped it, throw it away. Do you know what I mean? That's where they fit in.
I think when people are coming across from cigarettes, well, I'm so used to just, as Bill said, take one out of a packet, light it up, done. I don't have to do anything else. All I have to do is worry that I've got a lighter.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas with vapes, even these like simple ones, I've got to make sure that I got enough coils for it. If the coil burns out, I've got to make sure that I got juice for it. I got to make sure that it's all charged up and ready to go.
Yeah. So that's Cat Days, exactly where there was no choice to be lazy. Don't feel the lazy son of a bitches. Yeah, I think that's where you go. You go if you're gonna do it, you're gonna put a bar of juice with something. It's gonna be a battery with a throwaway pod.
Yeah, and this may sound crazy, but another way that they could actually make it seem a little bit more like normalish, kind of like Bill was saying, create a pack that you can refill and put your pods in or whatever, and your spare coils and maybe even a spare battery, like almost the size of a cigarette pack. Mm-hmm. Be like carrying a cigarette pack, but you'd have everything you need to change it out with you instead of trying to remember to bring it all separate, all over loose everywhere.
Yeah, but you're still having to put all that together and change it out. With the cigarette, you just pull one out and lit it. You
pull this out, you throw in a new pod. It'd be quicker and a little bit more convenient.
Well, like I said, these are just pre-filled pods. You just open up that. It comes two in a box. You open it up and just stick it on battery.
Yeah,
vape it. You can buy 2 batteries and just swap it. All you're doing is buying pre-filled pods.
Well, there's one called the Lost Temple pod system, which they come with juice. The actual pods are 10 mil pods, and they're sold as flavorings. They're not sold as. They're trying to get around TPD. I don't think they will.
Yeah.
By calling it something different and trying
they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
It's one of those unique situations. When it comes to pods and stuff like that, when I was trying to quit smoking and get onto vaping, I tried for a long time and dual use for a long time because vaping was not doing it for me the way smoking was. What got me off, actually, of smoking was the hobby part. Once I started actually doing my own stuff and everything, then I had an interest in it, and that in turn turned into being able to get away from the other stuff because you were doing it all yourself and you were busy doing it yourself. But that takes a certain type of person that makes it interesting for, and that's how you get off of it. But you have to put your mentality into the type of person that's not interested in that type of shit, that just wants something simple and go.
Well, I mean, when I was looking at quitting, I had one unsuccessful attempt before I bought an actual mod, and that was with the Cigalikes.
Yeah.
Disposables before the disposables were here, basically.
Well, do you know,
and they were terrible.
Cigalikes, Elf Bar have brought out their Cigalite version now. You can get a Cigalite version of an Elf Bar. That's just come out. That's just been released. So it looks like the old Cigalite, but it's an Elf Bar.
Yeah.
You wouldn't vape that much if you were on pods, though, Rocky. That's the thing. I mean, when you're taking a hit on a pod, you're not using nearly as much juice as you are putting
Plus,
it in
it's got 20
0.10.
milligram, 10 milligram, 50 milligram over there. You don't take that many toots on it before you think, oh, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Unless you're Graham.
Yeah.
Well, he just tries to vape it with no fucking juice in it. That's how simple it needs to be. You have to tell them to put juice in a pod.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So, right, we are coming up to that time. We will go around and say our goodbyes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget to check out our show sponsor, which is DIYFlavorchasers.co.uk, where you can get all your one-shot needs. If you are fancy doing some one-shots, go over. If you don't fancy mixing your own, you can go over and find some of the best mixers in the world. You can find Evans, you can find Liam, Graham, Pugs on there. You can find Demango Unchained on there as well. So go over, check it out, and see what you think. Don't forget to use Benny10 for 10% off, which takes it down to
£7.65.
£7.65. There you go. Thank you very much. So go check them out. Right, we'll go around and start with Graham.
All right. Cheers, everyone. You can pop over to Facebook and Monkey on Juice if you want to ask any questions. It's been fun. I'll pass it up to Tim. I'm just went blank.
The calendar for the vape show, the mixing shows and chat. You might be able to find me at some of those quite frequently. Other than that, this is a good time of year that when other than if you're where Fee lives, obviously it's not quite the same. But as we get into the fall, winter season, reach out to people you haven't heard from, because this is a time when you can really make a change if someone's going through a little bit of seasonal depression. And with that there, I need to pass it to the chair.
Speaking of seasonal depression, I hate winter. No.
I'll play golf.
That's seasonal aggression. That's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, thanks, Chet. Most of you. Yeah. The ones I don't like, you know who you are. No, that advocate for liberty guy, can't stand him. You can catch me on Sunday night, late night vape show. And this week, I think we're actually supposed to be back again. Sometimes I have no clue, but I believe this week we're there. Right after NUVS. And given that, I will throw it to Liam.
Thanks everybody in chat. As Benny has stolen my shill. Graham has stolen my social media. Social media bit I normally do. So thanks everybody. It's been great as always. If you want to follow me on ELR, all the flavors and vaping community calculator, you can as Sherlock Holmes. There will be a largest recipe drop coming soon of me. I will start releasing recipes and things again. I got quite a bit of backlog at the moment to release, including possibly ones from the Twisted Imagination range on chefs, as well as some that may have been on DIY Flavor Chaser Canada.
Ooh.
But I will. Speaking of DIY Flavor Chaser, do not forget to visit DIYFlavorchaser.co.uk for all of your one-shot needs. As Benny has said, we've got some of the best mixers from around the world. Their recipes featured on the site. Each one will mix up to 200 ml once you add your VG, PG, and nicotine if you wish to use any. And I will pass it back over to Benny.
So go use it or lose it. That's what we say. Go use it or lose it. Just try them. Go out and try them and use, for £7.70. £7.76, is it?
£7.65.
£7.65. There you go. £7.65 for 200 ml of some of the best mixers in the world, and it gives you an idea of what you could do yourself. Do you know what I mean? All you need is VG, PG, and some nicotine. Nicotine's not that expensive. You can get 10 quid if you know where to go for some nicotine for a little 150 ml. So go check it out. Go use it and use the code and get some bargains. So thank you everybody in chat for joining us tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic as always. Thank you very much for my fellow casters for joining me week in, week out, except from Bill and fucking Graham.
Hey, wait a minute. Fucking Graham was here all over the place that day. I'm saying.
So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for fellow casters. We will be back next week, same time, same place. If you have got any show you want to know about a show or don't like that, if you've got anything, go in a Monkey on Juice and put the topic in if you want us to talk about it. If you have got any recipes you want us to have a look at, drop it in Monkey on Juice or drop it in chat when we're in chat, and then we can talk about them and then help you out if you are stuck on flavours and things like that. You know, we can give you a hand. It's got to be interactive with yourself, because sometimes, you know, it's hard for us to come up with a load of content and throw out some mixes and know what you're looking for. So you have to just tell us, and then we can work on a recipe with you. So yeah, so obviously see Tim on every other DIY mixing show that you can find on YouTube. Bill, you will find him on Sunday with Mick, or I like to call him Judith Chalmers, or if you want to be a bit more, you can call him Jane, whatever she is, from Wakefield, because he's always on holiday.
Mickey the Jet Setter is what.
Mickey the Jet Setter, exactly. Boycott Mickey the Jet Setter. So we're back next week, same time, same place. Good night.
Bye.
Bye all.